Okay na, start na yung recording ha. Okay guys, good afternoon. Mr. Gumapo, magandang hapon. Mr. Karandang, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Sorry for coming late kasi medyo may kausap ako ne. Okay. Let's now move on to the guidelines. Kita mo, guidelines for the implementation of COW2-2016. Ibig sabihin yan, malabo yung COW2-2016, inexplain ngayon ng CMO. When I have already read this, parang malabo pa rin, hindi pa rin siya klaro. Pero I'll explain it kung paano, no? Okay. One of the objectives of CMO 28-2016 is number 3 po. Doon po tayo. Okay. To protect government revenue from possible misapplication of the de minimis value. What does it mean? Mr. Karandang, ano ibig sabihin ng 2.3? Miss Balaon? Miss Balaon? Oh, Miss Gutierrez? Yes. Mr. Almete? Miss Gamotea? Mr. Karandang, again, that's your answer. Miss Gabionsa? Miss Balaon, you? 2.3, please. Hindi ko maintindihan sinabi mo, Miss Balaon. Ha? Now, this is the rule here. Mr. Karandang, Mr. Almete, Balaon, Gutierrez, Cancino, Gabionsa, Gamotea. This is the rule. The more de minimis value shipment, not good for the BOC. The less de minimis value shipment, the merrier for the BOC. Right, Mr. Karandang? Pag marami ang de minimis na pumapasok, less collection. Tama ba, Mr. Karandang? Pag kaunti ang de minimis shipment or de minimis value shipment, mas marami ba ang collection, Mr. Karandang? So therefore, 2.3 is designed to protect government revenue from misapplication of the de minimis value. What does it mean? This CMO has been issued to prevent misapplication and abuse. Tama ba, Mr. Karandang? Yes, that's the objective. If the government or the BOC would not be strict on the de minimis value shipment, then this can lead to abuse by importers, right? Right, Mr. Karandang? And if that happens, then there would be less collection of taxes, right? Yes, that is the aim of CMO 28-2016 to protect government revenue from abuse in the availment of duty and tax-free under the de minimis value rule. Okay? Kaya po kailangan bantayan po ng gobyerno. Kasi bakit? If all or more importers would be availing of the minimum value shipment, then there would be less collection. Right, Mr. Karandang? That's the reason why in the application of the minimum value, the BOC has to be strict whether this shipment shall be admitted under the minimis or shall be rejected under the de minimis. So kung kayo ang Bureau of Customs, the less de minimis value shipment, the more collection, right? And more de minimis value shipment, the less collection. Less de minimis value shipment, more collection. More de minimis value shipment, less collection. Right, Mr. Karandang? Ms. Gutierrez. Ms. Gutierrez? Can this privilege under the de minimis value be abused by importers? Is this privilege prone to abuse? The answer is yes. Naintindihan ninyo? And if that happens, and the de minimis value shipment privilege is abused, then it would result to definitely less government revenue. Kaya po, kailangan maghigpit ang BOC with respect to shipment entered under the de minimis value. Kaya maghihigpit po sila. So, yan po yung objective. Hindi ko mo, pag sinabing de minimis, you can already avail of that. No, it is subject to some guidelines and conditions. Let's now move on to Section 3. Mr. Almete? Yes, go ahead. 3.1, please. Nawawala si Mr. Almete. Mr. Karandang, you? Pagka 10,000 and below, it may be covered by the minimis value. Tama ba? What if the shipment's value is, let's say, 12,000 pesos, FCA or FOB? What's the effect? Oh, yeah, 12,000. Ms. Gutierrez, do you agree with the answer of Mr. Karandang? Pakiulit mo yung sagot mo, Mr. Karandang. So, ibig sabihin, yung first 10,000 exempted. Tama ba, Mr. Karandang? Yung 2,000, taxable, dutiable, and taxable. Tama ba? Tama ba, Mr. Karandang? Ms. Gabionza, do you agree? Ms. Bulaon, do you agree? Tinatanong nga kita, tapos tatanungin mo ako. Ano ko ba naman? Di sagutin mo ako. Do you agree with the answer of Mr. Carandang and Ms. Gabionza Gutierrez? Tinatanong nga kita, hindi ka nag-agree. What about you, Mr. Almete? Do you agree with the answer of Mr. Carandang? What do you mean, hindi po, sir? Miss Cancino? Miss Cancino? Agree ka. Now, can you read again Mr. Carandang 3.1? No, ano, Mr. Carandang, what's your answer now? Is your answer still the same? Ano nang ang sagot mo ngayon? Tama, Mr. Carandang? Wala nang first 10,000, automatic 12,000, dutiable and taxable na. Right, Mr. Carandang? Oh, Miss Gabionza, anong sagot mo? Pakibasa yung 3.1, Miss Gabionza. O ano, meron bang first 10,000 at yung 10,000 exempted, yung 2,000 hindi? Ganun ba yun, Miss Gabionza? Ano ngayon? So lahat, taxable and dutiable na, Miss Gabionza, right? Yes, babayaran niya. Not based on 2,000, but based on 12,000 po. Did you get it, Miss Gabionza, Mr. Carandang? Mr. Almete? Miss Gutierrez? Nakuha na. Is there a need to interpret this? Hindi na kailangan. Ang sabi diyan, once the value exceeds 10,000 pesos, automatic na po, it shall be dutiable and taxable. Wala nang first 10,000. Wala nang, okay, 2,000. O, tama, Mr. Carandang? So, mali yung unang sagot mo. Yung pangalawang sagot, ang tama. Miss Bulaon, tama yung sagot mo. Now, I will explain to you why in case the value exceeds or over 10,000, the law or the rule says it is subject to duty and tax. The full amount. Kaya nga nakalagay doon, full amount, Mr. Carandang. Ibig sabihin, wala nang first 10. Tignan mo ito, ha? Can you see the board? Nakikita niyo yung board? Okay. Item A is, let's say, $6,000 or 6,000 pesos. Item B, okay, let's say 2,500. Magkano na, Mr. Carandang? $8,500. Item C value is 3,000. Magkano lahat? Paki-compute nga. $12,000. Is it over the maximum amount of 10,000? Yes, tama po ba? Okay, tama no? So, if you're going to analyze it, at first impression, sasabihin ninyo, 12,000 minus 10, yung 10 exempted, yung 2,000 hindi exempt. That is your first impression. Tama ba, Mr. Karandang? Yun nga yung sagot mo kanina, Mr. Karandang eh. Tama? The rate of duty for A, item A, ito dala ito ng pasahero, passenger. Let's say, 3%. At ito is, let's say, 7%. This one is 15%. Oh, 3%, 7% is the rate of duty applicable for item A, B, and C. Ms. Gamotea, nakikita ba itong illustration ko? Okay. Mr. Karandang, magkano rate of duty ng item A? Okay. What about item B, Ms. Bulaon? And what about item C, Ms. Gabionsa or Ms. Trician Garcia? Okay. Ngayon may sobrang 2,000. Tama ba, Mr. Karandang? If you were the importer and there is an excess of 2,000 in which rate of duty the 2,000 pesos shall be computed. Kung ikaw ang importer. Mr. Almete, ikaw yung importer. Ikaw yung may-ari netong passenger baggage. It contains item A, B, and C. A is 3%, B is 7%, C is 15%, right? Ngayon, sa A, ikaw ang ano? Ikaw ang? Dahil ikaw ay ano? Ngayon, if you were the BOC, which rate of duty would you prepare and apply? Okay. Would there be an issue or conflict between what is to be chosen by the importer and the BOC? Magkakaroon ba ng problema? Ano? Importer gusto niya 13. Ang BOC gusto niya 15. Is there an issue? Would there be an issue or controversy in or of what rate of duty shall be applied? No. What I'm asking is the duty na. Huwag na natin pag-usapan, rate of duty na tayo. As an importer, according to Mr. Karandang, he would choose 3% to be used and to be applied to the excess of 2,000. Tama ba, Mr. Karandang? Now, if you were the BOC, Mr. Karandang, 3,715, of course, you would choose 15%, right, Mr. Karandang? Magkakaroon ba ng issue yung dalawa, yung importer at saka yung customs officer or the BOC? Would there be an issue? Tama po ba? Tama? Tama po ba? Okay. Now, if your first impression that the first 10,000 is exempt and the excess of 2,000 shall be dutiable and taxable, by this illustration, would there be an issue? Yes, of course. Obvious naman eh. Kasi bakit? Alin ang gagamitin natin sa 2,000? Is it 3%? Is it 7% or 15%? Right, Mr. Karandang? O ngayon, to remove that possible issue or controversy, pag lumagpas ng 10,000, automatic, subject na siya sa duties and taxes para wala na tayong pagpipilian. Naintindihan, Mr. Karandang? Okay, wala ng 10,000. Wala. Yung 12,000, liable na siya. Ipoprorate na lang natin kung yung A, 3%, okay, subject siya sa 3%. Kung B, subject siya sa 7%. If it is C, subject siya sa 15%. But the basis is not 2,000, but the full amount po. Did you get it, Mr. Karandang? Did you get my point here? Why full amount? Nakita mo yung point ko dito? Kasi nga naman, kung merong excess na 2,000, hindi natin malaman ngayon. Ano i-apply natin? Tama ba, Mr. Karandang? Ngayon, para to remove that issue or to remove that possible issue or controversy, let's straight it. Pag sumobra, automatic. Subject to duties and taxes na. 12,000. Then, alamin natin kung magkano yung para sa 3%, alamin natin para sa 7% at saka 15%. But the dutiable value should not be 2,000. Instead, it should be 12,000. Yan po yan. Para wala na po tayong issue. Tama ba, Mr. Karandang? Kasi nga naman, kung ikaw mamimili Karanda, Mr. Karandang, kung ikaw magbabayad based on 2,000, ang gagamitin mo, gusto mo mangyari, 3%, right? Ngayon, kung ikaw naman ng BOC, ang gusto mo, hindi 3%, of course, 15%, right? And to remove that or to prevent that possible situation, then, under 2 or 3.1, guys, okay, lahat na lang po dutiable and taxable. Wala nang first 10,000. Okay? If the dutiable value of item A is 6,000, then apply 3%. Kunin mo yung 3%, yun ang babayaran niyang duty. If item B, dutiable value is 2,500, then apply 7%. Then, if it is item C is 3,500, or if the dutiable value of item C is 3,500, then apply 15%. Magkakaroon pa ba ng problema, Mr. Karandang? Pagka gano'n ng application? Wala na. Solve na yung problema. That's the reason or logic behind 3.1. Tama, Mr. Karandang? Kasi naman, kung aalamin pa natin, yung 2,000 lang ang bibigyan natin ng tax at duty, siyempre, kung importer ako, doon ako sumababa. Kung BOC, mas mataas. May possibility ba magsuntukan yung importer at saka yung customs officer? Hindi naman magsuntukan. Mag-away sila. Magkaroon sila ng issue. Yes! Kung ang application is may first 10,000. Okay, pero pagka sinabing in case the value exceeds 10,000, automatic po, lahat na po siya dutiable and taxable. Wala na tayong pag-uusapan. Naintindihan, Mr. Karandang? Ms. Gabionsa, naintindihan ba yung point ko dito? Baka yan, tinuturo ko sa inyo, hindi nyo maintindihan. Bakit nga ba? Okay. Sabihin, wala na tayong pag-uusapan. Pag lumagpas po ng 10,000, okay, ipoprorate na lang natin. Hindi based on 2,000, but based on 12,000. Right, Mr. Karandang, Ms. Gutierrez? Naintindihan nyo yan. Baka mamaya, akala nyo, simple lang yung logic ko. Hindi po. Actually, simple lang yung logic ko. To avoid and prevent a situation wherein the importer questions the customs officer and officer insists on this rate of duty para once and for all, settle na tayo o pag lumagpas, automatic lahat. Did you get it, Mr. Karandang? Okay, 3.2, Ms. Gabianza. So, 3.2 provides for what are those importation that may be the subject of the minimum value. All importation covered by the de minimis value for consumption shall be entered to either through, number one, it was shipped and it was sent, or it has arrived via postal consignment. Dumaan po ng post office. As long the postal consignment of goods is 10,000 and below, it is to be entered free from duties and taxes. So, dumaan po sa mga post office po yung shipment, and the value of the shipment sent through postal consignment is 10,000 and below. Makakapag-avail ka. And if the shipment is not shipped or sent through postal consignment, it was hand-carried by a passenger, and the value is 10,000 and below, then, again, it can avail, or the passenger can avail of the de minimis value privilege. So, yung kargamento po, dumating via postal office, or bit-bit po, or hand-carried po, pwede po. As long the value does not exceed 10K po. Guys, naririnig nyo ba yung maingay? Kasi may nagbabakbak doon sa may ilalim eh. Nandito ako sa recording room, sumasabay yung nagbabakbak, kaya medyo masakit ang tenga ko. Alam ba, mas malakas yung boses ko, yung maingay. Kaya lang, nadidistract ako. Aside from postal consignment, passenger baggage, goods sent through a consolidated shipment. Ibig sabihin po niyan, yung isang pakete po, magkakaiba po ang consignee. Kaya po, ang tawag ng isang pakete na yon, consolidated shipments containing, different item consigned to different consignee. Or consignees po. Kasama po siya sa de minimis value privilege as long the consolidated shipment does not exceed, or consolidated shipments do not exceed the 10,000 pesos limit. Pwede po siya ipasok under the de minimis. So, let's say, yung pakete ni Miss Garcia, Miss Gabionsa, at gumopo na nakalagay sa isang box. Value nung kay Miss Garcia, 3,000, kay Gabionsa, 3,000, kay Gumopo, 3,000. Nakalagay sa isang box. Qualified ba for the minimis privilege, Mr. Karandang? Yes, qualified po. Kasi po, it's not more than 10,000. Pero pag lumagpas po, hindi na po siya magka-qualify. Kasi po, it says the 20 or 28-2016 sets a limit. Hanggang 10 lang, kahit consolidated shipment siya. Express consignment and on-board courier. Yung mga pinapadala, ano ba yung mga express consignment at on-board courier? Ano ba yung mga yan, Mr. Karandang? May idea ka ba kung sino ba yung mga courier service na yan? Pwede bang magpadala ng mga t-shirt? Personal effects through couriers. Ano yung mga courier na yan? Shopee? Is Shopee operating abroad? Yes, pwede po siya. Is JNT operating abroad? From abroad to Philippines, nag-ooperate ba yan? So, yung sinasabi mo Shopee, pwedeng through Shopee, dadalhin dito sa Pilipinas, right, Mr. Karanda? On-board courier service, can you give me one courier company that operates not only in the Philippines or within the Philippines? Miss Gabionsa, ano ba yung mga courier service na yan? Yes, DHL, Mr. Karandang. Another, Miss Bulaon. Yes, FedEx, kasama po. Kasama po sila dito sa express consignment or on-board courier. Pwede silang magdala dito from abroad into the Philippines of the minimum value items or the minimum value goods. Are you getting me, Mr. Karandang? Kung sino yung mga on-board couriers? So, sabi ni Miss Gabiansa, DHL. Ang sabi ni Miss Bulaon, FedEx. Ang sabi ko naman, United Parcel Service. Those are the regular on-board couriers that transport small items with small value, Mr. Karandang. So, kung ikaw, Mr. Karandang, nagpadala ka ng small items, the minimum items, or the minimum value items through UPS, FedEx, DHL, that as long the value does not exceed 10,000 pesos, then you can avail of the privilege. That's the explanation. Whether the express consignment or onboard couriers ships it or carries it via air or via sea, as long the dutiable value or the value does not exceed 10K, kahit dumating siya via air or via sea, at hindi lumagpas ng 10,000 pesos ang value, FCA or FOB, it can qualify to the minimum privilege. Naintindihan, Mr. Karandang? Ano sabi mo? Shopee. Shopee. Ang Shopee ba, courier service ba yan, Mr. Karandang? Saan ipapadala ni Shopee? Hindi, let's say, assuming Shopee, sabi ko, ang Shopee, ang alam ko, within the Philippines lang eh. Ikaw naman, binubola mo pa ako. Daig ka pa ni Miss Gabionsa, nakapag-isip ka agad siya, DHL. Yes! DHL, FedEx, and UPS are considered on-board couriers. And they are courier service provider. Maliwanag, Mr. Karandang? Buti na lang, hindi mo sinabi sa akin Lazada. Lalong masama pag sinabi mo pa sa akin Lazada. The word or the phrase onboard couriers means companies which is engaged in the forwarding and transportation of goods. Minsan ang laman, t-shirt, minsan ang laman, papel, minsan ang laman, pantalon. Maliliit lang. Minsan ang laman nga, dokumento. Okay, normally, naka-plastic lang yan, Mr. Karandang. Tama, Mr. Karandang? Kaya next time, wag mo sasabihin sa akin, ang Shopee is an onboard courier service provider. It's not. Naintindihan? Gamoteya, 3.3. Let's now move on to excisable items. The limits up to, or the limit up to, how much quantity can a passenger bring in and avail of the de minimis privilege under this order. O, gamotaya, go. Ano yan, Miss Gabiansa? Miss Gamotaya, hindi ko maintindihan. Pakiulit mo nga. Karandang, pakiulit mo nga, pakibasa mo nga para malaman natin. Lipat mo sa kabila na loss yung connection. Yan. Sige. Ayaw pa rin. Try mo sa kabila. Ayun na, ayun na, ayun na. Okay, okay na. Okay, sorry guys, biglang nawalan eh. Miss Gutierrez, you, pakibasa yung 3.3. Okay, so therefore, if wine, spirit, or tobacco is brought in by a passenger, and wines or spirit, okay, and tobacco, okay, are bought not from a duty-free shop Philippines, okay, as long it is within the limit. Ano ba yung limit? If it is cigarettes, ang pwede lang dalhin niya na hindi niya binili sa duty free hanggang 200 pieces lang. Okay? And if it is cigars, hanggang 50 peraso lang. I'm sure, Ms. Gutierrez, you still remember how to compute the excise tax for cigarettes, right, Ms. Gutierrez? Tinatanong ko kung natatanda mo pa kung paano mag-compute ng... Di ba, ang rate ng tax for cigarette is per pack. Tama po ba? Miss Gutierrez? Pag cigars po, ilan pong klase ng excise tax ang ini-impose ng gobyerno or ng BOC na? Oh, Mr. Karandang, you. In case of imported cigars, how many kinds of excise tax is imposed? Isa, dalawa. What are those? Ano po yun? Ano po yun? Ano nga po yun? What kind of excise tax is that? Based on NRB. Mr. Almete, you. Yes, ad valorem po yun. If it is based on NRP of the cigar, then that tax or that excise tax is called as ad valorem tax. But if it is based on quantity, then excise tax is what? Specific po. Okay? Okay. Naintindihan, ha? Okay. Naintindihan nyo, ha? Now, if it is wine, what are the two kinds of wine, Mr. Karandang? Sparkling and still wine. Alaga naman, no? Kailan lang ako nagturo niyan, eh. Diyos ko. What's happening to you guys? Okay? Maliwanag, guys? Okay. Sparkling and still wines. As long the value of the still wine or sparkling wine is not more than 10,000 pesos, FOB or FCA, and the wine consists only of 2 liters or less, then that wine shall be exempt from payment of customs duty and tax. Did you get it, Mr. Karandang? Pag sumobra po sa limit, dalawa po yung kailangang ma-meet. Pag sigarilyo po, 200 cigarettes below. And the value is 10,000 and below. Tama ba, Mr. Karandang? Yun ang dalawang requirement for the cigarettes to be exempt from customs duty and VAT. Right, Mr. Karandang? At binili mo siya sa ibang establishment at hindi mo siya binili sa duty free. Pag binili mo sa isang establishment, or let's say, bumili ka sa abroad, hindi mo binili sa duty free, at ang binili mo sigarilyo is 200 pieces or below, and the value of that cigarettes is less than 10,000 or 10,000 pesos and below, then the importer or the passenger can avail of the tax and free importation of the cigarettes. Right, Mr. Karandang? Ngayon, hindi naman sigarilyo ang dala niya, cigars. Hanggang 50 lang piraso, and the value of the 50 pieces cigar should not more than 10,000 pesos. At binili niya sa ibang bansa. Did you get it, Mr. Karandang? Pag sumobra po sa 10,000 pesos, wala na tayong pag-uusapan. Taxable and dutiable na siya. Right, Mr. Karandang? Pag sumobra naman po sa 200 pieces cigarette, wala na rin tayong pag-uusapan. Tama, Mr. Karandang? Dutiable and taxable na kagad siya. Right? So, kung 212 pieces of cigarettes or 220 pieces of cigarettes, hindi na siya magkwa-qualify sa de minimis. Right, Mr. Almete? Ngayon, pag 55 cigars ang dala ni passenger, ganun din po, hindi na siya magkwa-qualify. Miss Bulaon, did you get it? Ngayon, may dala siyang dalawang alak o dalawang bote ng alak. 1.5 liter yung isang bote, yung isa 1.5 din. Magka-qualify ba siya? Hindi na rin po siya kasi po ang limit hanggang 2 liters of wine lang ang pwede niyang ipasok as de minimis shipments. Did you get it, Mr. Garandang? Okay. Tell me the rules regarding cigarettes, cigars, wines, or spirits before the passenger can avail of the de minimis value privilege. Oh, ako na magbibigay ng rule, Mr. Karandang, para hindi ka na mahirapan. Hindi, ako na. Matagal eh. O, ikaw, Ms. Gutierrez, gusto mong i-recite sa akin kung ano yung rule? For cigarettes to be or to qualify for the de minimis value privilege, the number of cigarettes should not exceed 200 pieces and the FOB or FCA value is 10,000 and below. Tama ba, Mr. Karandang, yung first rule ko? O, ikaw naman doon sa second rule, cigars. To qualify, more than, hindi 10,000, more than. O, pakiulit mo, pakirephrase mo yung second rule mo. It should not be more than 50 pieces. And the FCA or FOB value should not be more than pesos. Maliwanag? Miss Gabionsa, third rule regarding wines. Nakasama, hindi ko marinig. Mahina pa rin. Huwag mo akong sisigawan. Miss Gutierrez, spirits naman po. Alam mo ba yung spirits, Mr. Karandang? Ayan po yung, ano po yung sample ng spirits? Pundador, Johnny Walker, tequila, rum, vodka, gin. Yan po ang spirits. For wines, it is only subject to one type of excise tax. Actually, sa wines po, specific lang. Okay? Now, with respect to spirits, there are two kinds of excise tax imposed by the Bureau of Customs. And this excise tax that I am referring to on liquors and spirit is this. Okay? Ad valorem and specific tax po. Dalawa po ang ini-impose. Spirits or liquor are strong or fortified liquors. Brandy, whiskey, rum, vodka, tequila, and gin. These are what? Spirits. So what is the rule, Miss Gabionza, regarding spirits? Pag isang kondisyon hindi na-meet, Mr. Karandang, what is the effect? Dutiable and taxable na po siya. So for a passenger to avail of the de minimis privilege, the passenger must comply or must meet the two requirements. The limit on the quantity and the limit on the value. Tama ba, Mr. Karandang? Okay. Miss Gutierrez, ayan po nakalagay sa may last part ko, shall not be subject to duty provided that these products falls or fall within the de minimis value. Tama ba yung rule na pinagsasabi ninyo, Mr. Karandang? Ulitin ko ha, ito wala nang tinginan. Cigarettes, up to 200 pieces lang. And FOB or FCA value is 10,000 pesos and below. Tama, Mr. Karandang? If it is cigars, up to 50 pieces and the value is 10,000 pesos and below. Tama, Mr. Karandang? If it is wines, either sparkling or still wines, it should not, or the quantity should be 2 liters and below, and the value, or FOB or FCA value, is 10,000 and below. Tama, Ms. Gabionza? Tama, Ms. Pausto? And if it is spirits, to be exempt from duty and VAT, the spirit is 1 liter or below, or 1 liter and below, and the FOB or FCA value is 10,000 and below. Tama, Ms. Gabionza? Okay, very good. So at least alam ninyo ang rule, no? 250 to 1. Tama po ba yung sinasabi ko, Mr. Karandang? 250 to 1. Tama, Mr. Karandang? Tama? Ulitin ko, ha? 250 to 1. Okay, cigarettes, cigars, wines, spirits. Tama po? Ikaw ba, Ms. Gabionza? Naintindihan mo yung sinabi ko, 250 to 1. 2,250 to and 1. Tama? Yun po yung magic number. Another is, okay, cigarettes, cigars, wines, and spirit. Yun po yung bawat isa po may katapat. Pag sinabing 200, doon ka kagad sa cigarettes. Pag sinabing 50, cigars po kagad. Tama po? Tama po. Okay. 3.4. Oh, is it time already? Time na ba? Okay. If it is already time, then I will dismiss you already because it's already time. Tama ba, Miss Gutierrez? Pag tinatanong mo kung time na, ang bilis sumagot eh. Pero pag tinanong mo, pagka mag-reset, ang tagal sumagot eh. Grabe naman to. Miss Gabionza, Ano, Miss Gutierrez? Sabi ni Mr. Karandang, ang harsh mo, BBD. Hindi, ganun pa. Ikaw, Miss Gabion, sa time na, oh, ang bilis, oh. Tingnan mo, ang bilis sumagot. Pero pag tinanong mo, ang tagal sumagot, eh. Miss Bulaon, time na. O, kita mo, dala-dalawang beses pa. Time na, sir, time na. Umalis ka na, dismiss na tayo. Okay, class, we will continue next week, starting 3.4 po. Maliwanag po, guys. Okay, guys, again, please bear with Mr. Doroteo. As you wish. Ito, bago. Bago yan, ha? Miss Gabiansa, ha? Pag magsasubmit ka, walang deadline. As you wish. Pag sinadmit mo, 2024, tatanggapin pa ni Mr. Doroteo. Yes, kaya lang, hindi ka pa gagraduate hanggang 2024 ka pa dito. Naintindihan mo, Miss Gabionsa? Mr. Karandang, pag sinabi, sir, pwede ba i-submit ng 2025? Yes! Kaya lang, 2025 ka pa rin, mabibigyan ng grade sa Customs 5. Naintindihan mo, Mr. Karandang? Oh, which one is better? Deadline with deadline or as you wish? Okay, as you wish. At least honest question, honest question answered by an honest answer. Okay? You're dismissed and see you again next week. Okay.